Rah Spect, Rah Spect. I gotta get this off my chest, yo. You know what I mean? This shit is itching me, and it's like I'm watching it on so many different levels. You know what I mean? And as I go through life, and I'm building with the brethrens and the queens and the elders and the mayats. You know, everybody got a point to make. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody want to make a point. Individually, everybody been through something. Everyone. And that's particularly the placement. Like what I'm starting to notice is that everything conscious, right? All right, see, it's so many diasporas to this shit, man. And it's if you want to dive into it, you know what I mean? And personally, I don't really care to dive into it. And that singles out some of the conscious individuals who are really rising. And then how would I be original in my message if I didn't want to reach back, you know what I mean? And sprinkle truth upon some dirt, you know what I mean? Something like that. So I want to be clear. This knowledge is a beautiful thing. But just like in the time of iniquity before, you had all these different pretenses trying to still rise. And I'm going to say that in two different terms. Still rise. I was talking to a Spanish guy, probably Mexican, and he said to me, you know, we can speak English too, but you Americans say too many of the same words, right? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, bitches, beaches, right? And then I think it was litter, litter, letter. I think it was litter, letter, letter, and the other one was another one that was weird as shit, but it was dope because it was showing how many of the same situations mean the same thing, and it makes life more complicated. So my point is, just like me and the Spanish brother was having a conversation about how American terminology makes one's mind confused, so as in the option of having the rhetoric format, it makes one's minds confused because you are in a group of similarities and all these similar pretenses that rise. See, you can't have 1,000 teachers and no students. You can't have 1,000 teachers and no students. Okay, it's just not going to work. And in these days, people are coming so far out of the purpose. It's like, what do it for? You know what I mean? So the extra is actually bending the individuals who and you know what is actually proven that your physical and your spiritual can't contain the universal knowledge that you seek. That's actually what y'all going through. And I have to focus on that because the universe has wonderful ways of protecting its truth. No matter how you feel about it, prominently. Nobody, like the universe don't give a damn about no individual, how their emotional contact and how they feel about the knowledge of prominence. It doesn't care how you take the knowledge. It more or less gives a damn about what you do with it and how you use it to implement a change in the original people, which upon them has been structured a prison in the mind and the physical and the spiritual diaspora things. You are not fighting with your people. You're not fighting with nobody. You're not fighting with yourself. You're fighting with the reason of truth. The fuckery that lies upon you and in your soul and all the other deities that rest around us that won't allow you to wake up. That fuckery that holds them down is becoming thin. So now there's no more scapegoat for the fuckery. There's no hide for the fuckery. There's no more manipulation. There's no more quick tongue and word. None of that bullshit. It's right here in your face. And everybody who wants to be this and that or claim you as this and that is all coming to the surface now. Because you got to be that shit. You can't talk that. You got to walk that. You got to implement that. You got to make a change. How you going to claim you hold this knowledge and you're not physically helping nobody? How you got all this knowledge in the world and you have not physically changed somebody's life without in response, because this knowledge that gave to you, to give you the knowledge or the opportunity to stand upon the stage and talk to the individual, was given to you unconditionally with no charge. No charge. Weak individual people, the pretense of universal is not upon your head, not 40. It's here to teach you a lesson. Same thing that happens in the life if you went out there and put your foot in your fucking mouth. And now you got to answer for that shit. So since you claim you had this deifying knowledge and you wanted to come on social media and start teaching individuals about something without the responsibility of how the knowledge fall upon the minds of the original people, you will be charged for these antics that you do in the system of conscious people. Rah Spect. And upon other community where conscious people need to be touched and risen out of the bullshit in the mud. What you talk about? People is crazy, man. And I say crazy because it's not even weird to have consciousness. It's not crazy to know the truth. It's not weird or outlandish to know where you came from. It's weird to see you have superpowers and do nothing. It's weird to see you have superpowers and go backwards. It's weird to see you know more than you knew 10 years ago and still respond the way you would 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm talking shit because I can walk that balance line. I help people physically, me personally, and I haven't taken a dime from no one. But I can bring 5 people that'll stand right here and testify that I gave them a difference in their life to change them towards the better. And the better was not towards my way. It was universal pretense that was there for all of us. The Rah Spect, who your aspect comes out of your bio, right out of your ass. And that's why you motherfuckers think the way you do. I'm not mad at you. I just don't respect you. I'm not emotional. I use my anger to show you, stay from upon my cave. Lions in the den will bite that. Rah Spect.